Well, the Thousand Trails camping pass and memberships are a nomad's best friend, or many times an RVer's best friend who need a cheaper way to camp because many campground fees cost more than $1,000 a month if you stayed there. So this video is to address the price changes in 2022 because, like many things, prices have risen, inflation is running high, and just want to give you some information. So the bottom line, in general, all the Thousand Trails memberships have gone up $1,000 per membership. And, you know, they can range from just under 10,000 to 12,000 to like 17, 18,000 for the highest package, the adventure package. But check those prices, okay? But the bottom line is each membership has gone up about $1,000 or will in the beginning here of 2022. The basic camping pass has gone up to $630 per year. Each additional zone is $70, and the Thousand Trails Encore Parks are $330. And I always recommend that if you haven't already done Thousand Trails, or if you wanted to do it, just start off with the camping pass, which is very little commitment and under $1,000 per year. And even though it has higher restrictions with how long you can camp and where you can go, it will still get your foot in the door and let you experience it without a long-term commitment financially, and you can get out of it. But again, if you had an RV, it could still make sense, along with if you looked at the campgrounds and RV parks within their system, you looked on their website, on the map, and you plan on being in those areas, or you are willing to go in those areas. If you're disciplined in what level of membership you get, and again, I recommend the camping pass to start, then it could be worth it. But you do have to, like everything, you have to have some discipline, because if you overcommit, you can overpurchase, and you know, you can allocate $20,000 for a membership that you may not use, plus you have the annual dues. And many people buy on payments, which can be like, you know, a couple hundred, 300, maybe top membership close to $400 a month. But if you're paying that and you're financing it for 5-7 years with an interest rate of almost 20%, that's high, but $400 a month at the highest membership is still cheaper than most RV parks. So it can make sense, but you got to look at where the campgrounds are located, and you have to ask yourself, how long have you been RVing? Because then you can look at the pattern. Have you not even really started RVing? Because if you haven't started, you don't have a pattern to judge how long you will be in this lifestyle. If you've been in an RV for more than 5 years, you could look at your recurring pattern of where you've been, where you're willing to go, and your mindset towards being in campgrounds or RV parks. Because some people mentally, they're just wired a certain way. They can't be around other people, or they just don't conform well. But I encourage people to at least look at the camping pass, okay, and to visit campgrounds if they can, because at least they'll get you off the street. Give you another option just in stealth parking. Now, for all my people who live in a car like me, I used it. Okay, I had it. I don't have it anymore. I still look at if I would get it again, especially if I get an RV. But there's a couple more restrictions if you're living out of a vehicle. Number one is you have to register as a tent camper. Number two, not all Thousand Trails campgrounds allow tent camping. Number three, a lot of the Encore parks don't allow tent camping. And number four is technically they limit tent camping to about 7 consecutive days, even though I went to many campgrounds that they allowed 14 days. So the major restriction for the basic camping pass is usually you're allowed 14 consecutive days for RVs, 7 consecutive days for tents, and then you have to be out of the system for 7 days. If you get a membership, you don't have to be out of the system for 7 days, but you have to go to another campground. So that's kind of where the membership pays off. And then each membership, the higher you go, has more more benefits, such as a longer time out that you can reserve campgrounds, because getting campgrounds in the winter in Florida could be challenging in the nicer areas and things like that when you're going to a congested area at peak tourism season. But I figure I'd make this video because I still keep my eye on Thousand Trails, but like many things, prices are inflating. But if you owned a house, property taxes would go up, and everything goes up. It's just part of life. So just something to think about, give you another option rather than just stealth parking, especially if you had an RV. If I had an RV and if I didn't have a home base, I would at least get the camping pass. Under $1,000, you don't have any long-term commitments, and you can cancel it at any time. You know, you're paying that money, you're not getting that back, that, you know, a little bit under $1,000, but you don't have to keep renewing it. Once you get in a membership, there's a little bit more commitment and a little bit more expense, so you have to really justify that in your own journey. But bottom line, again, all memberships, from what I heard, you double check this, all memberships are going up at least $1,000 each, and the camping pass goes up each year. It's gone up to $630 a year. Each zone is $70, an additional zone, and the basic Encore RV parks are now $330. But again, you get the basic camping pass plus the Encore package, and in one zone you're less than under $1,000. And usually if you're a first time signing up, you're going to get like $100 off or so, because they're always running that, you know, some type of advertisement where you get $100 off the $630, so you end up around $500 or so. And you know, one thing you could do is you could sign up for the camping pass, pay the yearly pass, let your thing expire, and then re-sign up and get like a discount for being a new member. So you could try to work that end of it. But either way, just want to make a video for my Nomad. Still a Nomad, but I'm still always looking at a home base or RV. But when in doubt, don't buy. And when in doubt, keep your job. When in doubt, don't let people bring you down. Why? Because if you're doing your thing and you're not speaking on other people and they're speaking on you, it shows more about them than you. Never forget it. So I hope this video helped. Some information, maybe some inspiration, some motivation. If it did, click that thumbs up, subscribe. If you're not, leave a comment below, share the video. Check out my playlist with thousands of free videos. They've always been free, of Thousand Trails campgrounds that I visited, so you can physically see what some of them look like, give you some perspective. Thank you for watching.